Hi viewers, I am Bethany from Facts Factory. In this video, we are gonna see a fact about zombie ants. A parasitic fungus is turning ants in Thailand into zombies, and now scientists have a better idea how and when the infection does its gruesome work. The fungus, a species of Ophiocordyceps, targets carpenter ants living high in Thailand's rainforest canopy. The parasite hijacks the ant's nervous system, causing the insects to perform abnormal and oddly specific behaviors that help the fungus reproduce. In a new study, researchers used microscopes to peer inside affected ants and see how the infection progresses. The team found that the growing fungus slowly fills the ant's body and head, causing muscles to waste away and muscle fibers to spread apart. It takes about 3 to 9 days from initial infection for the ants to become completely zombified, the team found. At first, the infected ants go about their normal business, residing in their nests, interacting with other ants, and even feeding. I think of them then as chimeras, part ant and part fungus, said study leader David Hoofers, an entomologist at Pennsylvania State University. As time goes on, the fungal part increases until that ant's behavior is no longer its own. The new work also found that the fungus tends to kill its ant host at high noon, although the exact reason for this timing remains a mystery. Scientists have been studying Componotus leonardi ants in Thailand for several years to assess the insect-fungus interaction. In a 2009 paper, for instance, Hoofers and colleagues reported on the surprising specificity of the fungus directions to its zombie hosts. While normal ants rarely deviate from a trail along a tree, zombie ants wander aimlessly and they suffer convulsions that cause the animals to fall out of the forest canopy. Once on the ground, the ants remain in the leafy understory, which rests about 9 or 10 inches (25 centimeters) above the soil and so is cooler and moister than the forest canopy, perfect conditions for the fungus to reproduce. After a few days, the fungus directs the insect to clamp down on a leaf. The multiplying fungal cells in the ant's head then cause fibers to detach within the muscles that open and close the ant's mandibles. This results in locked jaw, which makes an infected ant unable to release the leaf even after death, creating a stable place outside the ant for the fungus to grow. At this stage, the fungus uses a poison to kill its host. A few days later, the fungus grows through the top of the dead ant's head as a fruiting body or stroma. Resembling a buck's antlers, the stroma releases spores to be picked up by another wandering ant. The entire process from infection to spore release takes about 2 to 3 weeks, Hoofs said. But the moment the fungus directs an ant to bite a leaf is at least partly dependent on environmental conditions, Hoofs added. If the understory is too dry, the fungus hangs back and waits. Most of the fungus sprouting ants in the 2009 study were found in places with 95% humidity and temperatures between 68 and 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Adding a new twist to the tale, the latest research shows that the fungal coup de grace usually occurs at solar noon when the sun is at its strongest. The fungus might be using sunlight to synchronize the final part of the infection, but this is still speculation, Hoof said. The new study also suggests that the fungus doesn't target the ants' brains directly. Rather, it secretes compounds that affect the insect's brain and nervous system. The compounds likely have an effect on motor neurons responsible for controlling movements, but that is a hunch at present based on the type of atrophy we saw, Hoof said in an email. Ultimately, the researcher hopes his work will lead to practical applications such as biological insecticides that can target pests. Many species of carpenter ant, for instance, can cause structural damage to buildings as the bugs carve their nests in damp wood. It will be a major focus in my group, Hoof said. How can we use this to control ants, which are, after all, devastating pests in many places? The new zombie ant research is detailed in the May 9 issue of the journal BMC Ecology.